All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a pair of UFC fight announcements. So first up, we have a strawweight bout between Marina and Xiaonan that is going to take place at UFC 272 on March 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a fight that has huge implications for the division, rankings in the top 5, and possibly even earns a title shot for the winner. And it is a striking fan's delight. Seems like we're getting a lot of these lately. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on this one. So Rodriguez coming in at 15-1-2. Jan coming in at 13-2. Now Rodriguez is riding a 3-fight win streak over Amanda Hebos, Michelle Watterson, and then most recently Mackenzie Dern 2.5 months ago. Now Xiaonan brings in a record of 13-2, and she is coming off of her first loss in, I think, almost 10 years. Suffered a TKO loss to Carla Esparza. Before that, she was, hadn't lost in a number of years and was undefeated in the UFC. Looking at the ages here, Rodriguez is 2 years the elder, 34-32 for Jan. Rodriguez slightly taller, 5'6", 168 centimeters to 5'5", 166 centimeters for Jan. Reach advantage goes to Rodriguez as well. 65 inches, 165 centimeters to 63 inches, 160 centimeters. So like I said, this has huge implications for not only the rankings in the top 5, but the winner of this one likely slots themselves into a number 1 contender spot, because Rodriguez is number 3 right now. Jan is at 4. But you look at 1 and 2, you got Zhang Weili, who is not getting anywhere near a title anytime soon, and Carla Esparza, who, her fight with Rose isn't officially confirmed. It's all but confirmed right now. So those two are meeting for the title, and the winner of this automatically slots themselves in, as the next fighter for the title. Because if Rodriguez wins, that's 4 in a row. If Jan wins, she just beat someone on a 3-fight win streak, and she'll be right there at number 3. So this has huge implications for the strawweight division. As for the fight itself, both, like I said, primarily strikers. Striking fans delight. Rodriguez, Muay Thai stylist. Jan brings in the more unorthodox, more wild Sanda, Chinese Sanda fighting. Both are very fun to watch. Both are very entertaining. I give the slight edge. I probably might even be more than slight. I give the edge to Rodriguez here. I think she's stronger. I think she hits harder. I mean, Jan does hit hard, but she just doesn't apply her strengths as much to her punches. I mean, she basically focuses more on volume. Rodriguez is a bit of a volume puncher as well, but I think that she is able to put more power into each strike than Jan is. Whereas Jan is all about overwhelming her opponents. Rodriguez focuses more on, more powerful shots. Jan is a faster starter than Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes a little bit to get going. Usually, the very typical of a Muay Thai stylist fighter, starts slow in the first round and takes more time to get going. Gets going more as the fight goes on. Jan comes out of the fight right away. She's going to be pressuring in your face, going forward, throwing the side kicks that she likes to throw. Now, what really makes it interesting is those two different styles, Muay Thai versus Sanda. Rodriguez, very strong in the clinch. Jan does better outside the clinch, in the pocket, and at range. Likes to throw those side kicks a lot. Almost uses them as like her rangefinder, but also leads with them as well. It's just a very interesting style matchup. And, both these ladies, they're already into their 30s. They've got to get going. For Rodriguez, she's 34. Jan, she's 32. It's now or never for these ladies. As far as the ground game goes, I'm not even going to really go into that too much because they both aren't particularly good on the ground. Jan we saw against Esparza, had no idea what to do. Rodriguez, she goes to the ground and she is immediately in survival mode as well. Now, she did do very well surviving against Mackenzie Dern. So, obviously, her defensive grappling's come a long way. But I don't look for either of these fighters to try to take the other down. It might be actually smart, though, because whoever gets on top is going to be at a major advantage over the other. But I just don't see it really happening. So that's the strawweight bout. Next up, we have a bantamweight bout between Irene Aldana and Aspen Ladd that is looked to go down at UFC 273, scheduled for April 9th, tentatively scheduled for Brooklyn, New York. This is another bout that has a very good stylistic matchup between the two. Also, major ranking implications, possibly a title shot on the line here for the winner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on this one. So we got Aldana coming in 13-6, Ladd coming in 9-2. Aldana coming in off of a TKO win over Yana Kunitskaya. Before that, suffered the loss to Holly Holm a year ago and was on a 2-fight run before that. Ladd has mixed wins and losses lately. So she's coming off a loss up at featherweight to Norma Dumont. Before that, had a win over Yana Kunitskaya as well. That was 2 years ago. And before that, had a loss to Jermaine Durandamy 2.5 years ago. So both are really haven't been the most active of fighters, and both really need to get going here. This is a fight for them to do it. So Aldana is the elder, 34-27. So youth favors Ladd. Reach, though, heavily favors Aldana. 5 feet 9 inch, 175 centimeters to 5 feet 6 inch, 168 centimeters for Ladd. Reach favors Aldana as well. 68.5 inches, 174 centimeters to Ladd's 66 inches, 168 centimeters. So like I said, this one has major ranking and title shot implications as well. Aldana is currently ranked 3rd in the bantamweight division, and Ladd is ranked number 4. And you look at the two above them. You got Amanda Nunes at 1, possibly most likely going to face Pena again. Holly Holm at number 2. Holm has been inactive the entirety of 2021. So not likely getting the title shot anytime soon. Winner of this fight easily lines themselves up for the next title shot. It's that simple. So big ranking implications, title shot implications as well. Stylistically, on the feet, I gotta give the advantage to Aldana. She is a far cleaner striker, far better on the feet, better footwork, better technical ability on the feet as well. Like I said, cleaner striking. On the feet, it goes to Aldana. On the ground, it goes to Ladd. She's a stronger wrestler, pressure heavy, gets people down and almost immediately starts looking for ground to work the ground and pound. So the ground aspect goes to Ladd. The big question is going to be, can she get inside on Aldana to get to those takedowns? I think she's going to be in for a rough battle. Ladd looked absolutely terrible in her last fight against Norma Dumont. And you look at that battle, you look at that fight, she just could not get going. And that was a fighter against someone who only had 1 inch of height and 1 inch of reach on her. Nothing, no real physical advantages over her, whereas Aldana is long and she knows how to use that reach. And Aldana's just as heavy a hitter, probably more so than Norma Dumont is. I think Aspen Ladd is going to have a very hard time getting inside on Aldana. Now, that said, if Ladd does get inside on Aldana, Aldana's going to be in for a rough night because she's got to, not only stave off the ground and pound, she's got to find a way to get back to her feet. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can better implement their game plan here. Me personally, I'm a huge Aldana fan, so I'll be cheering for her. So there you have it, a pair of fights for the UFC. Rodriguez versus Xiaonan at UFC 272 on March 5th, and then Aldana versus Ladd at Bantamweight at UFC 273 on April 9th. Let me know your thoughts on these bouts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like, share it as well, spread the news. While you're at it, go ahead, subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.